I'm Arya, a 25-year-old curvy black girl with vibrant orange hair. My story starts in the bustling downtown area of our city, where the chaotic vibe seems to match the turmoil in my life. It all began when I received a text from a guy named Belak, claiming he'd dialed the wrong number. At first I believed him, thinking it was just a harmless mistake. As we chatted, we discovered we were from the same city and even shared some mutual friends. I couldn't help but wonder why we'd never crossed paths before. Truth is, my introverted self rarely ventured out to socialize. Despite my reservations, Balas's charm won me over, and we started dating. My family wasn't thrilled about our relationship. They opposed us from the start, but being a rebellious teenager, I assumed it was because of our different backgrounds. Little did I know, there was a much darker truth lurking beneath the surface. One day, by sheer accident, I stumbled upon a conversation that shattered my world. It was between Balak and his cousin, revealing that I'd been nothing more than a pawn in their twisted game. The cousin had challenged Balak, saying I was a difficult girl to manage. Balak's response sent chills down my spine. The only one I cannot manage does not exist. I was devastated. Anger, sadness, and depression consumed me. But as I stood in front of the mirror, staring at my reflection, I remembered something crucial. I'm a baddie. That's when I decided to take my revenge. For the next 4 months, I played along with their game. I spent the entire summer vacation pleasing Balak, fulfilling his every fantasy. I could see the desire growing in his eyes with each passing day. On the last day of our vacation, as we said our goodbyes, I saw exactly what I wanted in his gaze: love and vulnerability. Once I was back home, I sent him a text that would change everything. I won the bet. You finally said, "I love you," and now I can break up with you. Remind your cousin to send me the $200 he owes me. I felt a wave of relief wash over me as I hit send. Balak tried to explain, to make excuses, but I didn't care. I had moved on. Eventually, he left the country, leaving me with one final message. Seeing you every weekend and during vacations, not being able to approach you, is torture. I'm sorry for my mistakes and ignorance. Never forget that I truly love you. When you decide to forgive me, text me. Now, as I walk through the crowded streets of downtown, my orange hair catching the sunlight, I can't help but wonder, was I wrong to take my revenge on my ex this way? The tall buildings around me seem to loom, much like the guilt that occasionally creeps into my mind. The chaotic energy of the city mirrors the conflicting emotions inside me. On one hand, I feel empowered for standing up for myself and turning the tables on someone who tried to manipulate me. On the other hand, a small part of me questions whether I stooped to their level by playing this game of revenge. I pass by a group of friends laughing at a cafe, and I'm reminded of how Balak and I used to share moments like that. For a split second, I wonder if there was any truth to his final message. Did he really fall in love with me during our time together? Or was it just another lie in his web of deceit? The sound of car horns and the chatter of passers-by bring me back to reality. I remind myself of the pain I felt when I discovered the truth about Balak and his cousin's bet. The humiliation and betrayal I experienced were real, and no amount of remorse on his part could erase that. As I continue my walk, I catch my reflection in a store window. My curves are accentuated by my confident stride, and my orange hair seems to glow with defiance. I realize that regardless of whether my actions were right or wrong, they were a crucial part of my journey to self-discovery and empowerment. Maybe one day, when the wounds have fully healed, I'll be able to look back on this experience with more clarity. Perhaps I'll even find it in my heart to forgive Balak. But for now, I'm focused on moving forward, on becoming the strongest version of myself. The city around me seems to pulse with endless possibilities. I feel a sense of freedom knowing that I'm no longer bound by the expectations or manipulations of others. I've learned valuable lessons about trust, self-worth, and the importance of standing up for myself. As I reach my favorite spot in the downtown area, a small park tucked away between towering skyscrapers, I take a moment to sit and reflect. The chaos of the city fades into the background, and I'm left with my thoughts. I think about the girl I was when I first received that text from Belak, naive, trusting, and eager for love. I compare her to the woman I am now, stronger, wiser, and more self-assured. While the path that led me here was painful, I can't deny that it shaped me into who I am today. The question still lingers in my mind. Was I wrong to take my revenge? But as I sit here, surrounded by the energy of the city, I realize that maybe there's no clear-cut answer. Life isn't always black and white, and sometimes we make choices that fall into the gray areas. What matters most is how we learn and grow from our experiences. I chose to reclaim my power in a way that made sense to me at the time. Whether it was right or wrong, it was my decision, and I own it. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the park, I stand up, ready to continue my journey. The city stretches out before me, full of new opportunities and experiences. I may not have all the answers, but I know one thing for certain. I'm stronger now than I've ever been. With each step I take, my orange hair bouncing with confidence, I leave behind the doubts and insecurities of my past. The chaotic vibe of the downtown area no longer feels overwhelming. Instead, it feels like a reflection of my own inner strength and resilience. Whatever the future holds, whether it's forgiveness, new love, or simply continued growth, I'm ready to face it head-on. Because now I know that I'm not just a player in someone else's game. I'm the author of my own story. As night falls and the city lights begin to twinkle, I make my way home. The streets are still alive with energy, but I feel a sense of calm within myself. I may not have all the answers, but I'm at peace with the choices I've made. And that, I realize, is the most important thing of all.